What do you make of Jake Paul's comments about his call with Anthony Joshua that he said yesterday? And I mean, provide some clarity on that situation. That he said maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had a conversation. I know they did, and they probably said, "Yeah, we'll fight next year." And AJ went, "Cool," and that was probably it. I mean, you know, on one hand, Jake Paul's talking about fighting Gervonta Davis, who's 135 pounds, and then on the other hand, he's talking about fighting 260 pound monster in Anthony Joshua. Listen, he's crazy enough to probably do it all if the money's right. But we're not really interested in waiting until 2016. And we're certainly not basing our career around a potential fight with Jake Paul. But if we were offered it, why not? I mean, it would be such an easy night's work, and it would be massive. And Jake's smart. Look, I know that we have our back and forth. Jake's improving as a fighter, and you have to respect the fact that he's dedicated not just to the business, but also to the hard graft of boxing. I still don't think he's particularly good, but he's a decent, some level fighter, but he's crazy. You know, at first, I always felt that Jake was just using these people's names. I think he's got that many people around him that I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks he's got a chance against Anthony Joshua. You know, Jake, I watched him, Jake, you'll knock him out. Yeah. It's like, you know, but, you know, there's a difference between fighting Gervonta Davis, even Canelo Alvarez, and then fighting AJ. You know, the other two you can get just humiliated and schooled and beaten up a little bit. The other one you can be fully decapitated in. So you've got to be careful and you've got to be smart. And I know you want the money, I know you want the big moments, but this ain't a game. And that's a fight. If AJ hits Jake Paul like he hit Francis Ngannou, you know, I don't even want to joke about it. I mean, this is a very dangerous sport.
Eddie,
just wanted you to clarify the whole Bivol Better BF situation. Obviously, you know, Benavidez was crowned champion by the WBC. They vacated Bivol's title. What are your thoughts around that whole situation?
Very straightforward. We have a contract, and more importantly, we gave our word that we will fight Benavidez again. You know, His Excellency has done a tremendous job for Dmitry Bivol. We've had 4 fights in the kingdom. When we lost a very close fight against Artur Beterbiev, His Excellency went out and made the rematch when he didn't have to. And part of that deal was, if we win, there'll be a third fight for Artur Beterbiev. So I was very surprised at the speed of the order. Don't forget, Dmitry Bivol had only just won the WBC title. You always get grace as a champion. It wasn't like this was ordered way back and, you know, Benavidez has been waiting. He only just beat Morel, and it's like, right, boom, negotiations, boom, purse bid, boom, telling people the public offer. I mean, when has there ever been a time where, you know, someone from the organisation is publicly telling about the offer that Dmitry Bivol would receive? It's quite bizarre, actually. And it's like trying to put pressure on him to take the fight. The money's nowhere near the money that he's going to make to fight Beterbiev. But it doesn't matter if the offer was 20 million. We have a contract. And we also have our word, which is our bond, which we don't ever go against. And we will be taking the third fight, and we will be fighting with His Excellency because he's given Dmitry the greatest opportunity. And by the way, in my opinion, and it's very difficult for Maurizio and the WBC because you're under a huge amount of pressure from all different parties pushing, and, you know, it's very important that the greatest fights in the sport are allowed, and they supersede sometimes a mandatory obligation. For me, Bivol Beterbiev is the greatest fight in the division. We've seen 2 of the best fights I've ever seen. Why wouldn't you allow the third for undisputed? But look, everybody's got their rules. We are where we are. We're talking now to Louis de Cubas about David Benavidez against Callum Smith. I think it's a tremendous fight. Callum Smith's the WBO interim champion. He's also mandatory. And I guess we'll make that fight, hopefully. And then we look forward to Bivol against Beterbiev 3.